Most people wake up and immediately surrender to the phone, to the noise, to the world's agenda. They don't rise, they react, and they wonder why their life feels chaotic, uncentered, weak. But the Stoics didn't start their mornings in chaos. They started with command, because they knew the first hour of your day isn't just a routine. It's a message to your mind. This is who I am. This is how I move. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his journal every morning, not to impress, to train his mind, his priorities, his principles. He knew, before you lead others, you must lead yourself, and it starts the moment your eyes open. The modern world tells you to check in. The Stoic world tells you to check inward. Before you scroll, ask, what matters today? What am I responsible for? What thoughts will I allow, and which ones will I crush before they take root? That's the difference. Most people start the day needing motivation. The Stoic starts the day needing alignment, and alignment doesn't come from chance. It comes from rules. 7 rules, practiced daily, silently, without compromise, not for the world, for you. And if you're tired of feeling like the day owns you, it's time to reclaim the first hour. And it starts right here. Rule 1. Wake before the world. Not because it's trendy, because it's quiet. The Stoics understood that clarity needs stillness. When you rise before the noise, before the demands, before the notifications, you give yourself space to lead, not react. It's not about how early, it's about how intentional. Rule 2. Own your first thoughts. Most people wake up and immediately hand their minds to the world. Messages, social media, emails. But the Stoic trains his attention like a soldier. First thoughts matter, because they build momentum. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Start with discipline, not distraction. Rule 3. Set your standard, not your schedule. Before to-do lists, set who you will be today. Calm under stress, focused under pressure, compassionate but unshakable. Most people plan tasks. The Stoic plans identity, because performance follows character, not the other way around. Rule 4. Move your body, move your mind. You don't need a gym, you need motion, resistance. A moment of physical demand to remind your brain, we're active, not passive. You fight mental laziness with physical intent. Discipline is whole body, not just mindset. These first 4 aren't hacks, they're armor. They protect your clarity, your energy, your presence, and they build a rhythm. Because discipline isn't about drama, it's about momentum. And once the momentum is yours, you stop chasing the day and start commanding it. Rule 5. Train your mind before the world does. The Stoics didn't wait for problems to sharpen them. They sharpened themselves before the problems came. You want resilience? Read, reflect, write. Before emails, before conversations. You don't need hours, you need focus. One idea, one passage, one principle. Let it frame your day, not the feed. Rule 6. Choose your inputs with intention. The first content you consume becomes your compass. So ask yourself, am I feeding my brain wisdom or noise? Inspiration or distraction? The Stoic curates the mind like a battlefield. Only the essential gets in. You don't need more stimulation, you need more signal. Rule 7. Start with something hard, not painful, just difficult enough to remind yourself, I don't avoid resistance, I move through it. That might be a cold shower, a workout, a tough decision. Whatever it is, do it first. Because the longer you wait to confront challenge, the louder fear becomes. And if these rules feel like a reset, like something you haven't just heard but needed, then you're in the right place. This isn't just about morning routines, it's about mental command. It's not about hacks, it's about honor. So if that speaks to something in you, if you're done starting your days in chaos and ready to start them with clarity, subscribe. Not for more content, for more reps, for rhythm, for reminder. Because we're not here to scroll, we're here to sharpen. When you live by these 7 rules, not perfectly but consistently, something shifts. You stop waking up reactive. You stop reaching for your phone like it owns you. You stop entering your day like a stranger to your own thoughts. Instead, you start sharp. You move with presence. You look at your schedule with command, not panic, and people feel it. Not because you talk louder, but because your energy is centered, calm, focused, unavailable to nonsense. That's what Stoic mornings build. Weight. Not the kind that drains, the kind that grounds, the kind that makes people listen when you speak, the kind that makes your decisions cleaner, sharper, because you've already trained before the world had a chance to distract you. It's not about being motivated, it's about being structured, because structure is freedom. It's the quiet advantage. While most people start scattered, anxious, searching for stimulation, you've already made your mind an ally. You don't need more time, you need more clarity, and clarity begins in the first hour, not for others, for you. That's how the Stoics moved, with rhythm, with intent, with unshakable direction. And that rhythm? It starts the moment you wake up. Over time, something deeper happens. You're no longer just managing your day, you're leading it. You don't panic when the unexpected hits. You don't scramble for clarity mid-afternoon, because you already built it that morning, alone, in silence, while the rest of the world was still asleep. That's the power of ritual. It doesn't just help you perform, it changes your identity. You go from reactive to composed, from scattered to sharp, from default to decisive. People around you won't always understand. Why are you so calm? Why don't you check your phone first thing? Why are you so disciplined with your time? Because they don't realize you've stopped living on accident and started living on purpose. You don't follow the day's energy, you set it. You don't wait for confidence to show up, you train it. Because how you begin is how you continue. And if the morning is yours, eventually, everything else will be too. That's what the Stoics knew. If you master the first battle of the day, the battle for your mind, you've already won. This isn't about waking up earlier. It's about waking up with command. Because the truth is, your life doesn't change at random. It changes at rhythm. And the strongest rhythm is the one you choose before the world chooses for you. The Stoics understood that power is lost in the first moments of the day, when you scroll, when you hesitate, when you forget who you are because the world is too loud for you to remember. But they also knew this: every morning is a battlefield, and you don't need to win it with noise. You win it with clarity, with stillness, with standards, not for others to see, for you to be. So if your life feels chaotic, if your peace feels shaky, if your confidence feels fake, maybe it's not because you're broken. Maybe it's because your mornings belong to the world, not to you. And the question now is simple. What would happen if you stopped starting your day on autopilot and started beginning it like someone preparing for war?